Alright, so now I'm going to start working on the lenses of the 59 Cadillac. Should be fun. Show you the procedure that I'm going to be going through on this one. As you can see, I have the right up here, I have the sample that I did, and I'll be following that. I've already cut a template here, and I just got done spraying a little bit of Payne's Gray around where the bezel is on the background, and then the darker spots in here and down on the bottom. I'll be doing the same thing right here, making sure that I get the bezel lined up like I did on the other one. I'm using some tape in here. This is what they would call today pinstriping tape, but back when I was doing my artwork it was called circuit board tape, and they used to use this for circuit board making in labs, and they would use this to lay out your circuit board, right? So that's what I'm using here. Just kind of following along the pencil line that I had drawn earlier. And then having them all meet down here. This one's off just a little bit. Kind of want to make it so they're centered. And these are the ribs that are in the taillights of the 59 Cadillac. There's a little bit of ribbing that you'll see on the inside of them, not on the outside, because it's all clear plastic on the outside, but the ribs are on the inside of the taillight lenses. And then I'll put the template back on. Holding it down. This is where I get my fingernails painted. So you can see how that's turned out. It's going to need another coat, but while that is drying, I'll put in the dark. And then you can remove the tape. So now I'll go in there and I'll just erase some of these pencil lines that are available, or that you're still seeing, as long as this paint is still wet, I'm not going to be touching it until it gets good and dry. I'll probably put a hair dryer on it a little bit just to get this a little bit faster. So I hope you enjoyed seeing that, and the next step will be spraying the red over top of it and see how that turns out. Alright, so I'm going to let that dry for a little bit. It's really humid down here in the studio, and I'll come back and I'm going to add probably a little bit of white to the red. It's pretty transparent. I think I need to get it a little bit more opaque, so I might give that a try. And then I'm going to go and do some touch up on it and see what it looks like in a little bit. A couple hours, dry, and see what happens. See you later. Well, believe it or not, I started this at 4:30 in the morning. I don't have any idea what time it is now, but the sun is set. I would think it's like 10 o'clock. And during this whole day, I have been working on this thing and doing different things to it and bringing out some highlights and whatever. It might not look like it now, but believe me, it was. And so I'm going to put some white in there and some blue. We're going to reflect the sky off of this thing, and we'll get down to it right now. So I have a real transparent white in here, and I'm going to just bring this down. See how the lightest part is right in the middle? And that's what I'm looking for, is to give it this contour. We have this down in here. You might want to take that out a little bit. I'm going to let that dry. I'm going to spray that so I can put another coat on top of that. And what I'm using is Krylon Workable Fixative. And I've been using this stuff for many, many years. I usually put this on the end of my painting, just to protect it. And I found that this is really good if you're going to work over things, because if you work over something that's kind of wet and you're going to go in there and try to, I've tried that a couple of times on here, you're going to try to go in there with a brush, all of a sudden you're going to lift up that paint. But once you spray this Krylon on top of it and then walk away for a couple hours, and come back, it's fine, and you can work over it again. So that's what I'm going to do. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a mat so that I can have the reflection of the ground in here on both sides of this thing, with a little bit of white and a little bit of blue. So catch you next time. The most important thing on this painting are these taillights. This is what's going to grab the people's attention, the taillights. So you have to get it right. Right now I cut a mask, and it's going to have the reflection of the taillight on this side, on the right side, and the reflection of the taillight on this side. And this is the ground reflection, and this also is the ground reflection. Then I will be flipping these over, and then I will be doing the reflection on the inside, and it's going to be a whole lot lighter. So let's get started. So I guess it's time to take the masking off now. Well, I guess that's a good thing, right? And we're going to probably work on this more, but we should probably pull this off of here. We looked at this thing earlier and it was like, oh yeah, that looks cool, but now it's really flat. So I have to bring some of these highlights out of this thing. I'm going to spray this, and then tomorrow I'll come back and I'll work on it some more.